Hello, everyone. So this is some pretty big news. Via the New York Post's Ryan Glass-Steagall, Skip Bayless is going to be out at Fox Sports 1 come this summer. He has been there for quite some time. He left ESPN in 2016 after making it big, and I mean, that even feels like an understatement. Very, very, very big with Stephen A. Smith and First Take. It was originally Cold Pizza. Prior to that, he had been a longtime sports writer where he ruffled many feathers. One was when he left a organization, which is obviously totally fine, but for more pay, and the way that he left a very bad taste in the mouths of many. He would show his a-hole persona in interviews, and what really brought him a lot of fame was when he published a book about the Dallas Cowboys and proclaimed that there were rumors that star quarterback Troy Aikman was a member of the LGBTQ plus community. It was not true. It turns out it was never true. And thus, when Bayless left ESPN for Fox Sports, Aikman really went on the offensive and bashed the hiring, because at the time, he and Joe Buck were the number one NFL team for Fox Sports. So he makes a ton of money through the book, gains a ton of notoriety. Stephen A. Smith approaches him. They work together and come up with Cold Pizza, First Take, obviously huge success. He leaves for a humongous salary. A rising tide obviously lifts all ships, and Stephen A. Smith would then command more money because ESPN really needed to keep that show together, and thus they did. Skip Bayless would go through the ebbs and flows of joining a new network in 2016. He would sign another extension a few years ago that was around about $32 million. But what I want to talk about is how I believe this is signaling the end of an era. In the golden, you could say golden age, some would, but in the sports media universe that was, and where we go from here and where we are today. I will start with this. There were many reports out when Skip Bayless kept going at Shannon Sharpe's neck on that show. You're supposed to be, debatey competitors, right? Sharpe would reveal that they hardly spoke. And I think when you work with somebody for so long, you expect there to be a level of camaraderie. We all have that. In media, it is very cutthroat with a lot of people. Clearly. And I do believe the reports that indicated that Skip did not want to share that spotlight. The problem was Shannon Sharpe had his own ascension taking place on that show, and his star was just going to be brighter. It just was. And time has certainly showed us that theme, that school of thought, was true. But the shots he took were completely unnecessary. Tom Brady had one of the worst games of his career when he was a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. They were talking about the game. Sharpe was honest, blunt in his assessment. He knows good quarterback play. He is a member of the Hall of Fame. He has lifted the Lombardi Trophy. His credentials are there. And because Bayless had to continue playing up, which I'll get into in a moment, the character that he is, he then went low. And we are talking like a Andre Ward, Sergei Kovalev low blow. Because Sharpe was truthful in how bad Brady played, Bayless fired back at the hip. Oh, yeah, I'm summarizing. Oh, yeah, well, he had a better career than you. First off, comparing a quarterback to a tight end is preposterous. One has the ball in their hands every single play, if not for special teams and a direct snap on an end around or to a running back. And a tight end, primary was when Sharp played. Primary purpose was blocking and catching some passes. The way that he succeeded in a game that did not catch up to where we are today in a passing league where quarterbacks will throw 50 times a game shows how good he was. But Bayless said that. And then when the Damar Hamlin situation happened, when T. Higgins lowered his shoulder into Hamlin, I believe it was on Monday Night Football, between the Bills and the Bengals in Cincinnati, Hamlin met Higgins, a collision was had, Hamlin went down and suffered cardiac arrest. Skip Bayless intentionally, in my view, inserted himself into the conversation by saying a ridiculous take. Whether you want to say that it was out of bounds or within the lines, fine. I thought it was out of bounds. And I thought Skip played his media card perfectly because that's what Skip does. And we also know this, real quick, story inside the story, because Doug Gottlieb spilled the tea. Whether you like him or hate him, he revealed that Bayless has a team of people that monitor the mentions on social media of his name. So we know this to be true. So he fires off that tweet. Sharp, clearly irked, did not show up the next day. He decided to let Skip ride solo on a debate show. So it was basically a solo radio show format, just with video. So he did that. He comes back the next day, tries to go through his monologue, continually interrupted by Skip Bayless over and over and over and over again. Sharp, flustered, instructs the moderator, basically saying, let's go. Let's just start the show. It doesn't matter anymore. You knew that there was friction here because there can be ways where Stephen A will play up his character and he'll do his voice inflections or he'll make a big deal out of nothing. Like, there is a part of us as sports fans where we know this is an act. I mean, hell, he wants to star in more soap operas and pursue more acting. He's practicing. We all understand that. This was not acting. This was an honest assessment being played out on live television of how these two kind of don't get along. How they kind of don't stand each other. It would then be announced that Shannon Sharp would leave. He cried his last day on set because he knew that not only was this the end, but what does the future hold? He started Nightcap. Millions of subscribers. Millions. Club Shay Shay. Millions of subscribers. Turned out he played the right card. He played the right hand. He departed Fox Sports, left Skip Bayless for his own show. Go ahead, have it. Not past tense, has two incredibly successful shows, and then he joins the rival to Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith. First Take continues to be number one. Love it or hate it, they are great. They are absolutely great. And so this has to peeve Skip Bayless, who takes a very long break and then comes back, and his big announcement is Lil Wayne. We're going to have Lil Wayne on the show, everybody. My thought was, okay, if he's good, it could hit. But they even said he's going to be on inconsistently, maybe once a week. Bayless playing him up. He put out that weird Twitter post like, oh, he's always been my brother. He's always been my friend. I love him. Like, all right, whatever. Sold him on it. I haven't seen Lil Wayne in months. They add legitimate names. Rachel Nichols, Keyshawn Johnson, Michael Irvin, Paul Pierce. The issue was Bayless. The whole shtick that built his career, from the Aikman episode to playing up how Tim Tebow is going to be the next coming of John Elway, and to play up Johnny Manziel being a bigger star than LeBron James ever would. We know this song and dance. And then continually, no matter how successful, let's be objective here. No matter how successful LeBron James was, Skip Bayless's calling card to remain relevant was to hate him. Was to hate LeBron James. He could put up 100 points in a game. Didn't pass enough. He could put up 40 straight triple doubles. Oh, stat patter. He could win 4 straight championships. Still can't beat Michael. Hey, what if Michael is in a wheelchair and LeBron is 40? Michael could still beat him. Like, it was preposterous. But that is how he made his name. Was going after LeBron James and playing up Michael Jordan. And let's be real about it. Us in the sports realm as fans ate it up because it was so stupid. It was so dumb. Which honestly speaks to politics these days, but that's another story. So where do we go from here? That is the question. I believe Fox Sports is better off. I'm being honest. They have seen how successful of a show one can have when they put the right pieces in place. First Things First is a hit. I personally don't like Speak because I think Emmanuel Acho and LaShawn McCoy are awful. But Joy Taylor is a gem in this industry. I truly thought that she could potentially sit opposite of Skip Bayless. It's on demand. Whether you love her or hate her, or you think, oh, she's talking out of turn with Dak Prescott or whatever. Okay, one take. One take. It's fine. I think she's solid. But now they are saying they could potentially ditch the Undisputed title of the show. Could happen. Could easily happen. I say they rebrand. I say they pull Joy Taylor off of Speak, find another person to fill that chair, and put her on this next show. And who that is going to be, they could easily find replacements. Their roster is very, very long. But what we have seen is a ratings disaster with the guy who's making the most money. At some point, they were getting 70,000 viewers. First Take is getting like 800,000, 600,000, to give an idea. Contrasting styles here. At one point, they hit 50,000. Those are disastrously low. So the writing was on the wall at this point on what they were going to do. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when. Skip Bayless, meanwhile, in my view, is going to do his Skip Bayless show probably from home. He has a mansion in California, build a studio out somewhere, cut the production costs, hire maybe 1 to 2 kids to run his stuff, his social media, and call it a day. He's 72 years old. Being fair, he has, whether for good or worse, accomplished a real lot in this industry. I, however, pull from what Dan Le Batard said when he was discussing with Stephen A. Smith about sports media, when he said, I hate what you've done to sports media, and I agree with that. And Stephen A. Smith is number 1, and Skip Bayless is 1A or 1B. We have found ourselves in a time where those who actually attend the games, speak to the players, get the quotes, go through sourcing, conduct real, authentic, hard-hitting journalism being substituted for folks who are trying to pursue the Stephen A. Skip Bayless route. And it's bad for the industry. I'm being real. It's horrible. The amount of publications that have closed, bad. I understand a lot of people are going independently, doing stuff on Substack. I think that's awesome. Get your bag, get your money. I think that's cool. But what should not happen is when people will see something, give a hot take, and call it journalism. It's not. It's punditry. We need to understand the different classifications here. So those are my thoughts. Let me know yours. We can discuss it in the comments. Appreciate you watching. Have a great day. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.